Well, it's a really nice day. A little bit of blue sky up there, freezing outside. So it's always nice to be in the greenhouse. Now I'm now in a process where I'm just what we call pricking out. It's when you actually prick into the soil and tease plants that you've grown from seed in seed trays. Now, sometimes you can sow seeds straight into a pot, like I've done with these peas here. I generally find certainly very large seeds that you can handle are pretty good to do straight into containers rather than seed trays. If you've got small seeds, you need to cast them a bit. Sometimes I use an old milk bottle top, and then I put the seed in there and I just tap the side, and it enables me to have a bit more control of the spread of the seeds. But as you can see here, this is a little pea that I planted earlier on, and it's just germinating straight out. Now these are papier-mâché pots, they're not plastic, so I can plant the whole thing into the ground, and then it'll just sort of like rot away, and the roots will be able to penetrate and go straight into the soil. But because I'm planting so many things here, there'll be containers all over the place, and I wanted to start them off in the kitchen where it's a little bit warmer, and so I've done them in these large seed trays. And as you can see, I've got different varieties. There's leeks, there's sprouts, there's broccoli, spring onions, beetroot, tomatoes, radishes, broccoli. I've already taken some of them out, as you can see, sweet corn, peas, parsnips, and these really tough broad beans at the end, and I've taken some of those out. And if you take a look just over here, you'll see where I've actually already moved them from, and I've just used a little bit of masking tape. This is a really good tip. Masking tape, which you can stick, and of course when you finish with it, it comes off nice and easily, so it's incredibly practical to use. But I've also taken the point of marking at the top. You can see with some varieties there is a clear difference in how they look. It's not the case with all plants, but that's the case. So let me just show you about pricking out. Pricking out is when you move seeds from a seed tray and give them their own little pot. So you grow them in a seed tray if they're very small seeds and you want to cast them, and then you can select them out individually when they germinate, or whether you're doing an awful lot and it gives you a chance just to get them off in one particular area. Now, pricking out is where you take one of the plants from here and move it into a pot. Now, there are many different ways that you can do this. These are professional things. They're called dibbers. Some of them have got little spikes on the end, which enable you just to tease out the plant. I think that's the word, tease out. You can use lollipop sticks as well, just to get them out. Pen is just as good, you know. What you're looking to do is to actually just penetrate right underneath the soil there and tease around. I mean, these have all been grown in peat-free compost, and then you get your fingers in underneath, and you want to try and get as much of it out as possible. See those roots in there? And now I'm just going to transfer them. Now this is a very sophisticated piece of work. This is my potting bench, aka an old tomato box, because it enables me to move it around the greenhouse where we're like, I've got another potting bench which I'll use for a lot of my ornamental plants like potting geranium cuttings and the like. But this does the thing. I've got the little containers here. I've actually, I think the technical term is mush up. No, I made that up. So I've just really, because it's seed and cutting compost, I just scrunch it with my fingers. So if you get any, I don't know, I can't really show you one. Oh, there's one where there's a bit of a knot of soil. Because it's peat-free, I'm giving it a little bit of a squeeze first. So I put a compost in at the bottom. I want to try and get all of that root in. And the secret is not to push and damage any roots. A little bit more compost at the top. I'm lightly pressurising it in. And of course, when I water it, the water will also weight down the soil and help it bed in. And it's as simple as that. It's a process called pricking out, and that's where you take plants that you've grown from seed in containers and then transfer them into containers. And if you've not grown your own, I really encourage you to do so. And if you really want to enjoy the process, go right to the beginning and start off from seed rather than buying them pre-grown in containers.